video we're watching is about a practical joke played on April 1st by the person, probably the person running EEVblog, this imp here. I don't know that he did it, but this is a little too suspicious. Anyway, March 31st, 2023, the day before April 1st, of course, the TMA, whatever that is, you've never heard of it, is banning x10 switching probes. Oscilloscopes, if you're not aware of it, is that device that puts up little squiggly lines when we're looking at signals, us geeks. And the probe on the end of it can be set to be straight through or divide by 10. They're called x10 probes. They don't actually multiply things, they divide it. But the point is, the video here is about some organization nobody's heard of making a rule that will affect all of the companies making oscilloscopes and make it to where they don't include the probe. And then when you look it up on the press release, he linked to it down here. It says essentially that they're going to make it a rule that you have to have two separate probes and unplug a probe and plug another one in. Now, anyone who's dealt with, connectors and probes and equipment and getting it just right and not wanting to mess with it unless necessary knows that that's not something that would be done for any technical reason. So, of course, this has to be a joke. But you have to dig. So let's look at the page and see if we can see any telltale signs. We can see some share with social media. Okay, we have quick links. And when we hover over them, they don't light up. Okay, but they are at the top, but they're not linked at the bottom. Okay, none of them work. So you can request a newsletter. That's my first clue. And I'm like, wait a minute. So I immediately okay, let's try doing the blog, it says. Okay, it only has 2 entries. So this is some sort of industry standards company, organization, and they only have 2 things they've ever done. And one of them was the one we just looked at. Okay, then we go to the About Us page. And it mentions Our Vision. This isn't an indication that it's a false website. Obviously, I'm saying it is. However, what we're dealing with here is, if you're dealing with a technical website, if it brings up Our Vision, our corporate vision, that's so cringe. That causes eye rolls with technicians. But anyway, we scroll down, and I'm like, oh, Bob the Finger, Chief People Officer, Chief Prankster Woz the Wizard, Dexter Reed, Chief Engineer, and they're not clickable, just so you know. But yeah. So yeah, it was a joke. Anyway, Test and Measurement Alliance, an alliance of leading electronics test and measurement companies. Think standardization. We do. Now, what is this actually indicative of? If any of you have ever worked in a technical environment with engineers and salespeople, and unfortunately corporate people running things, people who are business people and people who are salespeople don't have the ability in many cases to get along with engineers and geeks because we don't think the same way. And more importantly, by the way, the Contact Us page is kind of minimalist. The reason that we don't get along with them is corporate types are okay with basically causing problems by looking busy. Like a good example is someone coming in to your tech room where you're doing computer work and unplugging all of the ground leads for all of the static mats because they wanted to make a change. And this is an example of taking charge behavior. And insert any eye roll inducing BS you've seen about stereotypical corporate people behavior. That's literally something that happened at a place I worked at once. And our revenge, because I'm a technician, I'm a geek, we do take revenge, was to find all of the badges for the entire sales department, because there was a guy in the sales department that touched our equipment. We took all their security badges and invalidated them while they were out at lunch, so they couldn't get back in the building. And then we went around the entire area, found which specific salesperson had done it, who was trying to make himself look like he was thinking outside the box and being a take charge person. And we got all our probes back and did some annoying things to his equipment, including making sure that it was, we gold lamed his cubicle. And after he got back in, he found out that his car no longer responded to him because I hacked it. So anyway, don't touch my soldering iron or my probes. Just saying. So anyway, that's what happened. Next, let's go on to the About Us page. That was the one that gave it away. So the tmalliance.org was a website that was registered on the 29th of the month, had its press release on the 31st, and EEVblog or blog went ahead and put up their video almost immediately. And it's such a preposterous thing, but it took me a little over 2 minutes, almost 3 minutes, for me to figure out this has to be BS. Lack of auto detection, increased complexity, reduced reliability. Anyway, I'll leave an archive to everything because it's a website that'll stay up for a year and then go away, but I'm archiving it for posterity. So yeah, and I'm pretty sure this little imp right here is the guy who did it. He's not Mr. Innocent. And yes, it's March 31st, 2023. And if we look at our thing, that was one day before April 1st, and accounting for the time difference, it was probably an April Fool's thing he did right at midnight. It would be debatable if YouTube would have actually got it as April 1st or not. Maybe he was trying to avoid it. I don't know. So yeah, it was a joke he did, and it's been almost a month since then. I haven't seen anybody do anything about this. So I'm doing a video now, and no one's gonna care. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Good luck with that. And yeah, the guy running, you're an imp. Ooh, you're an imp. You got me for almost 3 minutes. I'm like, wait a minute, this has got to be BS. And it was. Bye.